Embrace the magic.
Greetings, fellow wizards, warlocks, sorcerers, and whoever else has a familiar. Today I'm going to talk about tier rating for familiars because, we always wanted a pet to do our dirty work. And I'm going to talk briefly about each one before I give them my final rating. And to start off with the crab. And it's a D tier for me. Let me explain. To start off, the crab has no special qualities and fairly weak stats with only 2 hit points. It has a crippling pinch that does 2 to 5 damage, and the pinch condition just reduces movement by a bit and does a little bit more damage for 2 turns. Meh. Next up we have the spider. Very thematic if you want to be a drow, but mechanically I don't see many advantages, which is why I'm placing it in C tier. But let's take a brief look, shall we? So the interesting thing about the spider is that it has web walking and dark vision. Web walking basically allows it to move on webs, which can be nice if you're using web a lot, and it has a decent amount of HP, around 6. But that's where the advantages end. It has a fairly weak bite that does 1 damage plus 1d4 if the enemy fails its save. A nice little jump ability, but with its 9 armor class, I don't think its health will keep it alive. For the rat, I'm gonna give it a B. With its bite, it has the ability to infect, which lasts for 10 turns, and basically what it does, it gives disadvantage to Constitution saving throws. Yes, the stats are pretty rubbish, but let's look at it in action. As you can see from this clip, it has an infectious bite that deals only 1 damage, but can infect, reducing Constitution by 1 and inflicting disadvantage on Constitution saving throws. Obviously, this is a great combo enabler for any spell or ability that uses con saves. Likewise, I'm gonna put Toad in the same tier as the rat, since it does pretty much the same thing, except that it affects dexterity saving throws. Can't really say much for the frog stats, but let's see it in action. So the frog has this beautiful toxin that deals 1 damage and imposes disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. So yeah, that seems pretty handy if you use Sacred Flame and any reflex saving throw spell or ability. So the cat. Classic wizard familiar. I'm giving it a B, also for its very situational use that seems to be related to stealth. So the cat has okayish stats, dark vision and feline fall, which halves its damage when it falls, although it only has 2 hit points, so why did they... Anyways, the cat's claws deals 3 damage and it has a meow ability, which apparently can be used to distract, a bit like minor illusion. So very interesting if you're doing a stealth-like party. Quasit you can obtain from the Pact of the Chain Warlock at level 3, and I think it's the second best. It does have a fair number of special qualities though, which we will talk about, which is why I placed it in A tier. So here's where it gets a bit more interesting. The Quasit has a few resistances, 7 HP, which is decent, and okay stats. It has claws that deal 4 to 7 damage, and invisibility, and a scare ability that can only be used once per short rest. Overall though, the visibility is very good, since you can always become invisible and run away without needing to disengage, come back invisible again. For your level 1 wizard find familiar though, Raven has to take the S tier for the following reasons. Yes, its stats are pretty terrible with only 1 hit point, but do you remember the owl familiar in D&D that always gave flyby advantage? Here's another way to do it. Its peak attack does 3 damage and it can fly, which can be very useful. However, the big thing is rend vision. This ability can blind, effectively giving advantage to all your party members that go directly after the Raven. Hedwig, I do not miss you, but what are we gonna call the Raven? For the final S tier, it's the Pact of the Chain Imp. And you'll see why. Not only does the imp have resistances, decent stats, it also has Devil's Sight. You can see the combo potential. Its claws deals 4 to 7 damage, it can fly, it can become invisible at will, and you also have a nice little poison attack that can deal an extra 1d6 damage. I mean, honestly, Imp might as well have its own tier. Amazingly good. So yeah, this is the final tier list for the familiars that are so far in the game. We might get changes, more might get added. What did you guys think? If you enjoyed the video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you have any comments or if you place any familiar in a different tier, let me know. Thank you for watching, fellow wizard, and may magic be with you.